So I did take a break and assemble a little workstation from Harbor Freight. Actually pretty impressed with this. Just a place to charge and minor repairs. Have a place to put stuff because in here there is no place to really set anything. So I bought a little workbench from Harbor Freight because I needed some place to put some of the crawling stuff, be able to charge batteries and whatnot. I'm actually pretty impressed for how cheap it was. I did do some modifications to it, and then I'm going to point out a couple of the things in the instructions that kind of threw me. If you're putting one of these together, everything, the main structure is put together using bolts B, 10 millimeter long. And going to the instructions, you get to step 12. When you're adding the uprights and the back top shelf to the structure, you would assume you're using bolts B. But when you get to step 16, when you put the particle board on, it uses the longer bolts, C. I think they're 12 millimeter long. So when you're putting this together, these perimeter bolts on the back flange where the particle board will go use the longer bolts. I put the shorter bolts in it, and when I got to this step, obviously I couldn't put the bolt C in because there was already bolts in there. And so when you're putting this together, there's 14 bolts on that back flange. The two uprights in the back. 16B. You use C bolts so you don't have to take them all out when you get ready to put the pegboard on. And it doesn't address if you need to remove the drawers. Couldn't figure out what the release was, but there's a little tiny, let's see, little black lever on both rails. On mine, the right one you push down, and on the left side you pull up, and then the drawer will wiggle out. That had me going because I needed to get the drawer out because I added, open the drawer, the brace underneath the top with the center brace going to the drawer slide rail just to stiffen up the top. I got a screw going through the end and then screw to the center and then the other side, which helped a lot with the and I modified the bottom shelf and set it back 6 inches so I'm not banging my shins walking up to it. I have a 6-inch strip that I'll probably make another shelf someplace, but that got a little involved. I have some pictures, but I used some little L brackets to reattach this in the middle, drilling 2 holes for it. It's probably not needed, but I used some additional L brackets to help stiffen this leg so they don't turn or twist. And the bottom shelf is attached with 2 screws on either end. There's nothing in the middle between the front and back rail, so the shelf bounces around pretty good. I need to get some more screws, but I added one in the middle, front and back, and then I only have one on the side. I'm going to get some more screws, probably 2 more front and back, and then 1 more on the side someplace. Just keep this shelf from bouncing. I didn't quite understand why they didn't add any screws. I added a power strip. I have the one that it came with. It's plugged in, but I added this power strip. The light's plugged into it, so it turns everything on and off. I had to disassemble this, and I have a picture of it. There's a 1x2 going across the back side that the base of the power strip is screwed into, and then reassemble this, which you have to do before putting a top on, or take the top off, which isn't a big deal. And then I added some 1x2s, 2 of them. Vertically to stiffen up the pegboard. It's a big expanse for pegboard, unsupported. But like I said, it's a pretty cool little bench for the money versus trying to build something. The price of lumber now. Anyway, so you're in here, you need to charge or put a wheel back on or whatever.